Okay guys, welcome back. Tom here with Extreme Air Vents I think we're on episode 5, but today is an awesome one. Today is the Forced Turbos muffler installation. I know some of you guys are probably watching these videos and I really appreciate it. Continue to like and subscribe. Maybe some of these videos are a little bit simple for what your mechanic level is. You're looking at me like, yeah, changing shock springs, piece of cake. But there may be some guys out there that have never done it. So for those guys, these hopefully videos are helping you out. Now, a muffler removal and a change out really shouldn't be that tough of a project. About anybody can do this. But you know, it doesn't hurt to see it. About any time I have a project that I'm working on, I like to go watch a video, just double check that there's no little gotchas in there. So anyways, we're going to take a look at this Forced Turbos muffler and give you a couple reasons why I picked the Forced Turbos muffler. Let's go open up the box. Okay, everybody likes a little unboxing video, so here we go. This is a brand new, you guys are seeing it as I'm seeing it. Pretty excited to check this baby out. One of the things you're going to notice when we get into this is that this can is all stainless steel. Beautiful welds. Ooh, we have more packaging tape. I texted Bryce, Forced Turbos, wondering where he got the branded tape. If you're in the business of selling branded tape, send me a message because I'd like to get some for my business. Bryce wasn't sure where he got his, so if you guys are wondering who Bryce is, Bryce Kendrick is the owner of Forced Turbos in West Valley, Utah. Let's get this thing out of here. Okay, I'm gonna get the plastic off of it. Almost feel like I'm doing a disservice not showing you this. It's all stainless steel. I mean, this thing is amazing. Just right out of the box. Obviously, it's not gonna stay shiny, but the cool thing about stainless is it will turn like blue and gold depending on the heat. But man, this thing is amazing looking. So let's get it over next to the sled and we'll go into a little more details here. Okay guys, so let's talk Forced Turbos. Why did I choose Forced Turbos muffler for my 850 Skidoo turbo, factory turbo? The Forced Turbos guy, Bryce Kendrick, the owner from West Valley City, him and I have been buddies for quite a few years. If any of you go back to some of my old archive videos on YouTube here, go back to the, back in the day, it was called Turbo Performance. Before that, Turbo Boys. Bryce Kendrick, and he had a partner at the time for years. Josh Kennedy was his partner, and they built some amazing turbos. One of the best ones I ever owned was a 2008 Skidoo XP pump gas, or no, it was a carbureted turbo. That sled was amazing. I still, it's been a tough sled to beat all these years. So from that turbo, I went to my next was an XM turbo on a 2014 Turbo Performance also. And Bryce and I remained friends through, he helped me out so much on, you know, tuning things, and we got into some pretty detailed tunes and things like that, and helped me get this, always keep that sled running great. We, back in the old days, I would say almost 10 years ago now, I'd end up in his garage for hours, and he was building these kits in his garage, and he was always running good turbos, Garrett turbos. We had a little experience there with comp turbos. Those ones turned out to be junk. And then just some other, but he always chose quality parts for his turbo builds. And then I took a little break from turbos when the 850 Skidoo came out, and I rode that 17 850 stock for till this one. So it was a very fun sled. Now, that being said, Bryce and I have always remained friends, and I think he builds an amazing product. When him and Josh, I think, went and did something else, Bryce stayed with it and created Force turbos and is doing extremely well. Side-by-side market, Skidoo, the snowmobile market. Just for being buddies with Bryce for so many years, he offered me an affiliate deal where if you guys enter promo code Extreme Team on his website, you will get a discount. It helps me out too. So Extreme Team at Force Turbos, so forceturbos.com. Extreme Team is a promo code. I believe you get a 5% discount. So yeah, doesn't hurt to enter the code. Okay, let's get her opened up. Just slide this up. That one gets put aside. Now what we're gonna do, in the previous video removing the pipe, you saw my sweet Skidoo. Part number is, where is it? It's really faint. I'll post it below. This is a Skidoo one. These ones are a little bit more pricey, but it's got the push-pull end on it. Really helpful for removing these muffler springs here. So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this spring, and this shroud will come off, this heat shield. Then we're gonna take these 4 springs off around the top. There's a bolt back here, right there. That bolt has to come out. And then the temp probe is right there. That will unclip right back here. So let's move that into fast forward and get this muffler out. Ready, go. Okay, we have all the springs off. Now, it's going to require, I found this out while removing the pipe, it's going to require removing the downpipe bolts up here right off the turbo. So we'll get to that, but right now, let me switch camera screens. So now we're going to remove this bolt. If you look back here, 10 millimeter. And a couple of long extensions makes it a lot easier up here. Okay, when you pull this out, pull the spring with it. Okay, that's what you're working with there. The next step is going to be removing these downpipe bolts. And those are also a 10 millimeter. So we'll get those zipped out. Okay, I know I've showed in other videos, but these snap-on swivel head sockets are freaking amazing working on these Skidoo snowmobiles. I have an 8, a 10, and a 13. 1/4-inch drive. Man, I use them a lot. So okay, these 2 inside bolts, you don't have to remove the bolt all the way if you don't want to. I'll show you why. This flange is notched on the edges, so this is where this wobble drive is awesome. So you can see those are notched. So you don't have to take those ones out all the way. And it kind of helps hold that gasket in there. So that's kind of a nice thing. Then the gasket doesn't fall down and have to go fishing for it. So just leave those ones in there like that. Now we can lift this muffler out. Not forgetting about this this right here. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna push down right there and release it. So I'll see if I can pull this out a little bit. Right there. You're gonna push down right there. That little snap. Okay, now we just lift it out. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. The suitcase is coming out. Okay, the beast is gone. See you later, beast. Okay, one of the first things we need to do is to remove this top bushing. That's going to transfer to the new muffler. So this little metal piece just comes out. Then the rubber bushing. That's going to go back in the same way. So it's got a flanged end. That's going to come flanged on the bottom like that. Okay, so this muffler has two holes in the bottom that are going to need to be drilled out in the plastic down there. So what I'm going to use is a angled, I'll just have to set it like that. I'm going to mock this. So I'm going to mock this up. Then I'll use this little angled tool and I'll mark the holes, and then I'll take it back out, drill them, and so I'm going to put the downpipe back on so that it's, you know, hand tight basically, so I can get those holes perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to put this bolt in the back so that it's lined up, just hand tight. Okay, now I'm going to use this little hook and mark those little holes in the plastic. Okay guys, you can see my two marks that I scribed. One right there, one right there. We'll drill those out with a 1/4 inch hole. Okay, I'm going to put them up through with the nut on the inside so there's less hanging down there. Okay guys, so that's coming up through the bottom. The two nuts in there, I'll get them tightened up. Okay, we're getting closer. Now we just need to put in all the downpipe bolts, get those tightened up, and then we can put the shroud back on. Okay, now that those are tightened up, let's not forget the spring bolt. I just have this thing in here hand tight. So we'll tighten that up until it bottoms out. Get the shroud on, and then we'll get the probe in, get it hooked up, and then we're gonna give it a brop. Okay guys, this thing is looking pretty sweet. You can see how that spring bolt's in there. Got all of the springs on. I'm calling it a shroud. Bolts on down there. Now let's get the temp probe in. Man, this thing looks sweet in there, doesn't it? That's gotta lose some weight out of there. Okay guys, it's time to get this temp probe out. It's a 17 millimeter. And what I found was the easiest way was just to set the thing standing up, and I already loosened it up, so I'm gonna take this out. Head to the new one. Okay, new temp probe goes in. It's looking like Skidoo left us a little extra here. I'm gonna have to cut this zip tie because it doesn't quite reach the clip in over there. Okay guys, moment of truth. It's all tightened up, springs on, bolts in the bottom, exhaust temp sensor. What I ended up doing was just doubling it back one time, putting a zip tie on it. Gives it nice relief in there. So yeah, she's ready to fire. Okay guys, that's it for the Force Turbos muffler installation. Hope you enjoyed it. Go to forceturbos.com, promo code Extreme Team, spelled with the big X. Extreme Team. No E at the beginning. So anyway, if you have any questions, throw a comment down below. Hope you enjoyed it. Get you a can, lose about 10 pounds. Pretty sweet. So check them out.